That down, let's move on to this, shall we? Our 6.5-year wait for Daredevil's return, not just as a cameo in somebody else's movie or show, but to truly return, happens tonight. It's here. I still remember sitting in the convention center in Anaheim at D23 17 years ago, it feels like, when Kevin Feige came out and announced that Daredevil is returning with, at the time, I think they said an 18 episode season, but whatever, we're clearly not getting that anymore. And that was forever ago. That was like 5 years ago, 6 years ago. I think it was the same time they announced Moon Knight. Yes, it was. It was the exact same day.
You texted me.
Yes, I did.
You texted me with the Moon. Yeah.
I'm sitting in this thing and like, they just announced Moon Knight. Rob, and I texted Rob immediately. They just announced Moon Knight. It's like, son, with the capital exclamation points. It was the same time, and we had Moon Knight ages ago. But tonight is the night. It's here. Daredevil Born Again launches tonight at 6 p.m. Los Angeles time, 9 p.m. New York and Toronto time. And as we already mentioned, we're going to be doing an after show with it at 9 p.m. Los Angeles time. So for those of you who are able to watch it right away, make sure you come and join us for that later tonight. But it's here. Rob, the journey this show has gone through to finally get on the screen, like from being announced so many years ago, from being an 18 episode thing, then them nearing finishing production, Kevin Feige then getting his authority back and saying, this is not what we are happy with. We're not happy with this. They scrapped almost like a huge chunk of it, went back to the drawing board, re-envisioned it as an 8 episode or a 9 episode, 8 or 9, I can't remember now, episode season. And they went from it not being the same Daredevil as from Netflix to then changing it to, now it is the continuation of Netflix, although they're not calling it Daredevil season 4. It's Daredevil Born Again season 1, but still a continuation. And now it's finally here. Hey guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, PrizePicks. All right, guys, if you're watching basketball this season and not playing PrizePicks, you are seriously missing out. This is hands down the most fun way to get in on the action. PrizePicks is daily fantasy made easy. You just pick more or less on at least 2 player stats like points, rebounds, or assists for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. It's available in more than 30 states, including California, Texas, and Georgia. This week, I'm looking at the board and I'm going with Luka Doncic for more than 25 points and Jason Tatum for more than 8 rebounds. That's my lineup. Simple, quick, and way more fun to watch the games. And on top of that, PrizePicks hooks you up with awesome promos like Taco Tuesday, where you get player projections at a discount for even bigger value. So download the app today and use the code CAMPEA to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's right, just play $5 and you get $50 automatically. PrizePicks, run your game. I wanted to ask both of you guys, what is it you're each looking for? Like when you turn it on tonight, Rob, and you're sitting down, not what does the story have to be, but what are the qualities about it that you're looking for that can continue this journey that Deadpool and Wolverine did of keeping the course correction going for the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
As always, I'm looking for a great story and great characters. And I want to see a story that has depth, that has, and I'm sorry, but I see myself comparing and contrasting this to what Penguin did, only because you're pretty much set in the real world, quote unquote, the real world.
The street level characters.
Street level characters dealing with street level corruption. Wilson Fisk, what are his plans now that he's mayor? And I just see that everything that I love about crime stories, I want to see embodied in this show. So the deliciousness of what I love about Daredevil, but I want to see real stakes. I want to see real pathos, real peril for our characters, both morally and ethically, in addition to physically. I want to see real tough questions being posed and even more difficult answers, if that makes any sense. Basically, I'm expecting Godfather level greatness from this.
Not to be unrealistic.
I want to see what Michael Mann's Heat does. What roll it into Thief, The Insider, all of Michael Mann's street level movies. Come on, bring it on. That's what I want. I mean, I'm expecting. Look, I'm not gonna lie. My expectations are higher than they've ever been, or certainly lately for the MCU. I want this to be a 9 or 10 in terms of my rankings. I'm expecting the best. And if it's not, I'll be disappointed. And I know that's a tough thing for me to say, but I mean, I read the comic series Born Again, and I know it's probably has nothing really to do with that. But when that comic book series was released, it took my interest in Daredevil, who I liked, and shot it up to the top of my stack. And for those of you who collect comics, you know what that means. I want this show to go to the top of my stack. And I'm expecting it will. Don't
Chris,
let me down.
What types of qualities, what things are you looking for? Again, we're not talking about, oh, it's got to have this story, but I mean, the qualities of it, the things, maybe things that were in the other one, maybe things that were missing from one. What are you looking for in this show tonight?
Catholic guilt. That's what I want. I want so much Catholic guilt. As a recovering Catholic, if you were still Catholic, I love that for you. That's wonderful. The church and I just didn't work out. I love Catholic imagery, though. I love the duality of dealing with your faith and having to move forward in a world that is less than kind and less than just, and trying to find your way while balancing your own faith and moral code. I love the idea of debating whether or not you can pull your punches. And I feel like that kind of character study is so interesting and so absolutely integral to who Matt Murdock is. And so I'm hoping we have some really, really wonderful explorations of his faith and how he's feeling about all of that. I hope we see Kingpin just being an absolute beast. But also, I love those tender moments with him and his wife. Again, I love that duality that you can be a merciless crime boss. I love that you can be out for number one, but then you find this person who you will burn the world for them instead.
You hurt Vanessa.
Yeah, the Vanessa stuff. And I'm so excited to have your Vanessa impression come back. Oh my God, Jonathan. Yes.
What's going to happen if you ever get possessed?
If who gets
If I ever get possessed?
Yeah, because what the Catholic Church and you have split. Like,
Oh man, who's to say I haven't been already?
oh,
That's why all those voices pop
Have
out there, right?
have you met Chrissy?
Yeah. She's a
no.
nightmare.
So then here's, you look, the elephant in the room question, of course, is, I'll put it to both of you, yes or no. Is Foggy dead?
Foggy.
Is Foggy dead? Because remember, we've seen a lot more images with Karen than we have of Foggy. Foggy talks about, or Matt talks about in the one clip that a line was crossed. I'm wondering if we're going to see Foggy in like the flashbacks, but the death of Foggy is one of the things that has Matt no longer being Daredevil, because there's the funeral scene we've seen promo images of. We don't see a lot of Foggy. I mean, does Foggy die in one of the flashbacks?
ooh.
Yes?
know what?
No?
I think that's. I wouldn't bet against that. So tonight's Foggy Death Watch, night one.
Why do you all want me to be so sad? Why do you take everyone I love and go, I bet they're going to be murdered?
I mean,
Foggy
that-
Bear needs to be safe.
It ups the dramatic stakes, though.
It does. I understand that. But I also really like Foggy as that foil to Matt, too, of just be a lawyer, man.
Well, he's that
Be
conscience.
a good lawyer.
He's that good conscience on the
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
Because Karen doesn't give a fuck.
She's like,
Karen will be like, yeah, let's go
party!
shoot some people.
Let's do some porn.
Heroin addicted OnlyFans Karen
Yeah.
Page. That's what's gonna happen.
But Foggy, you need him there, I feel, to keep Matt tethered. But then maybe that's the point. Maybe that's what happens later is without Foggy, who is he? Is he only the devil?
Karen being Karen.
So, by the way, because I don't think Karen dies, because the actress who plays Karen, she just made a comment in an interview. I'll just read it here. It says, she's this: I knew when I met with Marvel the first time that Karen Page, as a character, as an entity, as part of this world, is super important. I'm very excited for the fans and everybody to see how that evolves and what's to come. Without giving too much away, I could say that if that relationship and if that character matters to you, you will be very satisfied. So it doesn't sound to me like Karen's going anywhere.
I don't know.
Do you think that could be a misdirect?
I feel like that could be if this character is very important to you, then we are going very comic book accurate. What say you,
Again,
Rob?
she says, as an entity, as a part of this world, Karen's super important. Or maybe her death is what's important.
I mean,
It could be.
mean,
Yeah, so I don't know. I still think it's Foggy. I think
do
Foggy
you know
dies.
things or something? You're not saying
I don't know anything.
Okay.
I don't know. I have specifically stayed away from this show because I'm
Okay.
People have tried to tell me I don't.
You were
wanna know
just doing a lot of very cool, like, I don't know.
No, I don't.
Like,
Well,
who said
I,
yours
look,
first?
only because of what Karen Page has been through hell in the
Yeah.
pages of the Daredevil comic, and especially in the Born Again comic.
Woof.
What if they both die? Like, what if he loses Karen and Foggy? I'm
You know
sorry.
what though? I don't think that they would.
Remember, originally, when they first shot the show, there was no Karen and Foggy.
Right.
They weren't
Yeah.
there at all. They were added in the second iteration. Maybe they were just added to kill him off.
I don't think they would. Oh yeah.
Maybe not. No, I'm
Ooh.
not saying they
Oh,
will.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. This. I'm
Oh,
not saying they
Karen.
will. I'm just throwing the possibility out there. So,
I love that your hypotheticals are always like, but what if everyone's dead?
what if everyone's
But what if
miserable
everyone's
and sad?
miserable and murdered?
Alright.
What'd be great for revenge is if someone
If
dies.
someone dies.
Guys, the question is for you. Someone's got to get Matt mad. What do you guys think about this? What are you looking forward to in the return after 6.5 years of Daredevil tonight? Who lives? Who dies? Will it be good? Will it not? What are you anticipating? What elements should be there to get you excited? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comments section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.